And quite often you don't know their opportunities until you're in a conversation situation and actually someone brings something up. Oh, there's a, and I'm hoping for my head to fill up with that stuff so I've got less notes soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Emma said, it's all in my head. I went, well, that's all right, you'll have to give me some notes and then eventually yeah, that's right, start talking. I'll start writing, with all my crazy.
So we really, and to go back and revisit those ideas like the blue tap, claymation, the food, celebration of food, events, however that's going to look, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because our focus really is community engagement through events.
Well, and I suppose my head isn't full of what you guys have done in the past, you know what I mean? Like, I'm more than happy to be brought up to speed on it, but my head isn't tired from that as well. So I am looking for things to sink my teeth into with people, for initiatives and innovative programs and structures. Well, I'm events, but also, and I know council, but I'm fresh to this position in that sense, and sometimes that's a really great thing. No disrespect to him, but even someone coming in fresh to my events position is a really good opportunity for new ideas, new energy.
I'll give you an annual report before you leave, and that gives a snapshot of what we've done.
That'd be great.
So we did the Topping Thomastown.
You guys have been extraordinarily active. I'd love to see a report of No, you have. You really. I mean, in fact, Justine is really well known throughout council, and that there is tantamount to the work that you guys do here. So
initially, that kind of doing the mini festivals here. I mean, the numbers of people who were getting through the door was phenomenal.
Yeah, and even just responding to to community needs, i.e. event training, which is what everyone's trying to do. They want to do their little community events, which is awesome.
Yes.
It blows me away whenever I work on the community grants program to see how many new residents of Australia are banding together to put together little funding applications to put together a community festival so they can celebrate themselves and share their culture with their local community. And that blows me away. And they are actively seeking and successfully seeking funding for community projects and events because they've already done it. And somebody's got wind of it and suggested they should. It's so much. I mean, in my experience, a lot of the established Australian groups in the area are sporting groups. Therefore, they're already in a funding system in a sense. So initially, I'm like, well, where are these groups? I go, oh, well, of course, they're established. They have their communities. They attend sport. They attend a dance class, etc. They don't need to celebrate their culture. Their culture is. Whereas these new Australian groups, it blows me away. It does. And particularly seeing really active women groups. You mentioned the Turkish women's group, the Vietnamese women's group, who I'm sure you've had some contact with, and they're in Layla, and they're sensational. Whittlesea Chinese Association. Yeah, they're great. They dance at our festival every year, and with a really new performance, new costumes, and then take photos with the mayor and all the councillors. They're sensational. Yeah, because a lot of those groups actually know the councillors quite intimately because they get along to all their events. They're really active. Yeah.
So the plan is to create the coffee cart as a training vehicle for people who want to learn the art of coffee making and being a barista. It's good to have something like that here in this part of town, the northern suburbs. And here Sunshine talks about playing the part.
And even that thing where people know that it's a training mechanism, so they're not going to give you a hard time for having paid for the coffee that isn't perfect.
That's
just
true
yet.
Yeah.
But even just that license to look the part. To put on an apron and a white shirt. Yeah. You know, that thing, you feel like a poser until you...
coffee maker.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, that I am allowed to look apart for work, and this is what I've chosen to,
exactly.
This is what I consider as my professional me. I remember when I was first pregnant, and it's a really strange analogy, this one, but walking through the nappy aisle and I'm only sort of 2 or 3 months pregnant, so feeling like I'm a poser because people can't tell I'm pregnant yet. That thing I was talking about, that being training for something, it's not just about readying you up for work, it's giving you a license to feel like you're allowed to look and act professional. I am a part, I am... Yeah.
Imagine a 15 or 16-year-old feeling that way.
You did.
Do
you remember with your first couple of jobs? Yeah. It's really, I mean, even just starting a job last week, I'm driving going, can I actually do what I think I can do? Yeah. I think it's about being honest
Yeah.
with what you can do and
Yeah.
what you think you can achieve out of something, or
Yeah.
how much time you can give something. Yeah, and even just that thing of, I don't know, but I'll find out.
Yeah.
A really simple throwaway term, which means that you're committing to something, but you're not
Yeah.
delivering something you can't.
Yeah.
I'll find out. I'll find someone who knows
It's
something.
that thing. It's the thing of the power to name. So if you say, like, I start the festival outside of work, and I was just kind of doing all of the work of it, and then I thought, you actually need a title, so I'm the creative director of this festival, because that's a job. But I had to give myself permission. To give myself that name.
Yeah.
That's the power to name, and then you are that thing. And
Step aside from yourself for a moment and go, if someone else is doing this, what would I tell them to actually call themselves? It's so much easier to look at somebody else's CV and go, no, you actually do this as well, than to critique
so
your own.
If you're training to be a barista, then you are a
Then
barista.
you are, that's right. You're a barista in training.
Well, I'm just, we are. We have the
I live locally. I walked here and they...
Exactly.
They bought some water for me.
Or, playing down, giving people a licence to be important and feel a part of it.
Yeah.
Community inclusion, hello. I think we just solved all the problems of the world.
Really, it's going to be ace working with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's ace knowing that, in fact, it's funny that Thomastown and Laylaw, while they're established, and so maybe sometimes it's not about realising new opportunities, but realising what's already there.
Well,
so much is already here.
The gateway. I think I reflect too on, City of Whittlesea's approach to tourism. And I just think that's the gateway, Blue
That's
Tax.
the gateway to the township.
Yeah.
Would that be the approach to tourism? Yes.
So if we kind of go, that's the gateway to Whittlesea. Here's the claymation from Blue Tack, because that's the first factory.
In the municipality,
In the municipality. And then you kind of go, what's Thomastown, in a 30-second awesome YouTube grab.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Blue Tack. And then you go, and we have our annual anti-pasto festival, whatever it is.
Whatever it is,
Doesn't even matter, made in Thomo festival.
Really great if it was harvest, but everything around that's in March, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
And there's just so much in
matter.
March, but
you can get it in
September.
Thomo festival.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's simple but beautiful. Here's the next gateway to the city of Whittlesea.
But people are really interested. I mean, with all of the emergence of all of the cooking competitions, foodie shows, people are really interested in food again. But actually, it went like this. Oh, everything's got to have jus and fucking froth and pea foam. But now, actually, it's about what are the really simple herbs that everyone's been cooking with forever that makes it taste that great.
It's gone back to
it's paired back.
Rustic.
That's
just
right.
eat what we used to eat.
Seasonal,
Really simple.
good, slow food. Yeah.
I think, and there's something about the untapped, brilliance of having Westgarth Town.
And I wonder if it...
linking that, and that is your tourism, but that's your tourism strategy.
So that was Sunshine Cross, the Community Development Officer, and Justine Sless, the Thomastown Neighbourhood House Manager. It was a pleasure to eavesdrop. That was the main body of the conversation, as you can see or hear. That gives you a great insight into the way community is run and organised and thoughtful. There are many, many ways to bring the community together, and sometimes they're through events, and sometimes they're through cultural interactions. Here you have two dedicated ladies working really hard to see the best way that they can benefit the community. I think it's a great thing knowing that there are people out there for not just this suburb, but the suburb over and the suburb over that, and all around Melbourne, Victoria, looking at ways to bring communities in and have a chat to each other. It's the old thing that I'm on about, is that pop your head over the fence and have a chat with the neighbour. And that's what you do here. So we'll finish this show with Sunshine Cross, talking about why people move to Thomastown, why people live in Thomastown, and what people do when they're in Thomastown.
Well, affordable to begin with, but then you actually realise that you've got this great brick house, which has got reasonable sized rooms, a backyard, probably a driveway, good big blocks, and the logistics and infrastructure are so well established.
Yes.
When you know these people go, I need a McMansion because I don't want anyone to have ever lived in it before. Yeah. Well, Ned's folks wanted to move out this side of town as well when I think Ned was about 18 or something, and they were in Fairfield. And it was all about more space, garden. That's what it's about. It's about making sure that you can have your garden and your garage kitchen. Yeah, which is because that's where it all happens. That's where 150 peppers get roasted and peeled at once, and 6 pots of sugar get made. So,
That lady who used to work at council.
Helen Sartinas, it was great. Yeah, kitchens in the garage, really fantastic. So she did a few residents of this area, I think. Have you actually had a look at that?
No.
Should get you a copy of that book as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've probably got a copy somewhere.
Somewhere hanging around.
Just about,
Kitchen.
She spoke to, I think, maybe 4 or 5 different cultures. So there are a couple of Italian families, I think there are a couple of Greek families, Burmese family, and a Kurdish Iraqi family. I think that was, Greek, Macedonian, Italian, Kurdish, Burmese. So a really good mix, and they all had, it was all about, kitchens in the garage. And at first I couldn't figure out what was going on, but then and actually it's been through this book I figured out why my mother-in-law's got the kitchen garage, and it's not because she needs it now. It's when they were bringing up kids, there'd be 15 of them together in the household waiting for the next person to have made enough money to buy their house, etc. So it's the communal living, but therefore communal living is communal cooking, is gardening, is all of the bloody tomatoes are ready at once. You've got to make your sugo, you've got to make your peperki, you've got to...
That's over. Let's just call that one the Pancake Podcast. It's the first pancake you put in the pan. It's never that great. It tastes okay-ish, but it's not that great. It's not a normal pancake. We'll get better at this, folks, and stick with us for the next episode. And don't forget to drop in to Thomastown Library, 52 Main Street. Come and see us at Thomastown Neighbourhood House. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Departing Thomastown